This video is my little contribution to Black History Month, just helping on the awareness of the economic standing of the so-called Caribbeans. So in Britain, you can't actually talk about Black people or Africans without talking about Jamaica. Why? The numbers and history. The Jamaicans were a majority of the first mass migration of Black people that the British people had ever seen. Windrush generation, 1945 to 1960. The ship HMT Empire Windrush arrived at Port of Tilbury on 21st June 1948 and its passengers disembarked a day later. The ship carried 492 Caribbean migrants, many of them veterans of the Second World War. The ship and its passengers have a symbolic status as the start of the Windrush generation. In modern Britain, Jamaicans dominate in Black people numbers, just like Nigeria, Uganda, Zimbabwe, and South Africa, to mention a few. Quick intro. My name is Simon, man from Uganda. I've lived in London, United Kingdom for over 20 years. I studied statistics at Makerere University, Kampala. I've given most of my time to the trucking industry in this country and still love to get myself immersed in economics and current affairs. If that sounds interesting to you, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel as it helps me out big time. Thanks to my current subscribers and old and new, your support is always much appreciated. It seems tricky to find economic figures that only show details of the Caribbean islands without comparisons with Latin America or South America. That's the big land masses around those islands. I have figures that include Brazil and Mexico and all the other Latin American countries. Stay tuned to this video, watch it to the end please. I have a brilliant conclusion in the end, making final analysis of the whole situation. Let's get straight in. Starting at the bottom, 33 Latin American states with Caribbean states. At the bottom is Dominica. They make 0.7 billion, 700 million a year. Next to it, 32 is St. Vincent and Grenadine. Then we got St. Kitts 1.7, Grenada 1.4, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia making the 2 million, 2.8. This curve is just showing money, GDP. It's not talking about the population yet. Stay tuned. There is the next one that's going to relate it with the population. After that, next up is Belize, is 3.3 billion. These are all small places. Then Aruba 4.1, Suriname 4.3. Then that is what? Barbados 6.3, 14.4 is Bahamas. Nicaragua 18, then Jamaica. So our well-known Jamaica is at number 20 out of 33, but that includes Latin American countries. The way I mentioned earlier, the figures seem to relate with because they are islands, they are relating with the countries that they have to economically work with, the land masses next to them. So at number 20, Jamaica is better than all these other little islands, St. Kitts, Dominica, and all of that. Although they've got other islands that are still bigger than them. Stay tuned. Let's have a look. So after Jamaica and coming from the bottom, we've got Guyana, 21 billion. We've got Haiti, which is at 24. So Haiti, with all the confusion, they're now being run by the gangsters. It's a gangster state going on. They're at the top there at 24. Trinidad and Tobago, 28.4, and then El Salvador, Honduras, Paraguay, Bolivia. Bolivia, that's when people are going into the 40s. Paraguay 45.8, Bolivia is at 48.3. You get on to that's Paraguay, yep. And then we're keeping on going. We've got Panama, Costa Rica, Guatemala, Ecuador, which is at 121. We're going now for the top ones. So Dominican Republic, amongst all the countries we're targeting, about Black history, it's the biggest island with the African descent people on it, majority, and is producing 127.4 billion. One of the, leave a star, put a star on that little one. We've got to the top 6. At number 6 is Peru, 282 billions. Number 5 is Chile, which goes to the 300s. All right, 333 billion. Number 4 is Colombia. And number 3 is Argentina, 604 billion. That's where the jump is. Between Colombia and Argentina is a huge jump. Number 3 is Argentina. Number 2 is Mexico. Mexico is hitting 2 trillion, 2.01 trillion, 2000 billion and 17. Okay, top game now. They have to be competing with Latin America, them Caribbean countries. This is how it goes. At the top over there, top of the lot is Brazil, 2.3 trillion, 2,331 billion US dollars they are making in 1 year. Stay tuned. Let's go to per capita. I'm going to make it quick. No need to go away. Thumbs up meanwhile, and share. Make sure to share this video. Subscribe as well if you haven't done that yet. Let's carry on and check and relate this money with the population. You're going to be surprised. Brazil doesn't stay at the top, and let us see who's the best at per capita. Stay tuned. So, as in relating with the population, at the bottom we still got Haiti, $1,693 per year, per citizen or per resident. That's how roughly it works. Nicaragua, 2,500. Honduras, Bolivia. All right. Next up is Guatemala, Suriname, Paraguay, Ecuador, Jamaica. $6,874 per capita, per person, it means. Next to that is Colombia, Peru, Belize, Dominica, Cuba. Cuba goes to $9,499. Brazil, which is surprisingly the most populous and more money, but a lot of people, 10,043. That is per capita. Grenadines comes next at 10,027. All right. Then we got Grenada. Yeah, 10,463. Dominican Republic, the one we put a star on, 10,716. Argentina, Mexico. The top people with the money, but there are so many that the average goes down. Mexico, then Costa Rica, 16 grand. Chile, Trinidad and Tobago is up there, 18. What can I do? Hold on a second. Zooming through them because we don't want to lengthen this video too much. Costa Rica, 16. Chile, 17. Trinidad Tobago, 18 grand. Panama, 18 grand. 20 grand Guyana. St. Kitts, you see, it now goes up because there are not so many of them. 22,553 per person. Yeah. The next one is up there is Barbados is at the top there as well. St. Kitts, Barbados, they come back. These are the top 3. Barbados, Bahamas is number 2, and the top one of the lot is Puerto Rico at number 1. So you see, you hear it, Puerto Rico and all of them, it is actually they have enough money for the people who reside and stay in Puerto Rico. They are actually number 1. So, impression wise, the countries that we see that we thought that weren't doing well, Puerto Rico has got the highest GDP per capita. It means that roughly compared to how many people they are producing the highest compared to all those Latin America and Caribbean countries. It is just a hint that they are doing all right inside there. If you be there, if you check it out, if you just see the picture, you may not know, but it means that in there, people, as compared to how many they are, the money is in there. Roughly, I'm talking layman language. Next to talk about is Mexico. Mexico also has the same kind of impression. We lot who just watch US movies from long ago, the impression you have of Mexico would be a lousy, crap place to come from, but they're actually doing very, very well as an economy. If you check on GDP, they are number 2 after Brazil, and yet they are not that big. No wonder we see people going to Mexico City to have holidays. Yeah, lately it's been a trend. I've seen many people in the US especially going to have a little rest around Mexico and get back to work, rather than do all the longest journeys looking for the origin Africa. But you can't actually, everyone has got their own decisions. Anyway, I'm not going to stay on and on and on. That is it. We've seen the figures of roughly the Caribbean island as well as the Latin countries that are just next to it. Figures that we cannot seem to separate on internet or through economists online. They're having those figures together. Even if you type Caribbean countries, they give you the Latin as well, because it's obvious they are relating with the land that they are attached to, roughly. Alright, I ain't going to stay on too long. Please sub to the channel, give us thumbs up, would be helpful, and I'm going to leave it at this. Till the next one, stay safe and much love. Peace.